Well, the Olympic swimmer, we've been telling you about a lot about this one, Ryan Lochte, now posting an apology on Instagram after the alleged robbery, now not a robbery incident, at a gas station in Brazil. Lochte saying, quote, "I want to apologize for my behavior last weekend, for not being more careful and candid in how I described the events of that early morning, and for my role in taking the focus away from the many athletes fulfilling their dreams of participating in the Olympics." Now, in the meantime, two of Lochte's fellow swimmers arriving back in the United States.
The Brazilian government says they might charge you guys for falsifying a report and vandalism. Do you have any response to that? They say they think you were lying.
Well, no comments from Jack Conger and Gunnar Bentz at the Miami airport after returning from Brazil, after testifying that Lochte is the one who lied about the robbery. Joining us now, Brian Claypool. He's a criminal defense attorney, and Jeff Foster, a sports editor at the Wall Street Journal, my favorite newspaper, but we also happen to own it, but that's not why I'm saying that. Anyway, so let's start with you. So Ryan Lochte apologized. He said he should have been more careful. He should have been more candid. So now what happens?
Well, we'll see what happens for Ryan Lochte going forward. I mean, there's still a chance he could see some discipline action from the USOC. They could suspend him. I think the apology is important. I think the USOC was very angry with him, and now, you know, there was some report that he might get a lifetime ban for swimming, and I think he does want to swim in the next Olympics in Tokyo, so we'll see how they handle that going forward.
Brian, did his apology go far enough? I mean, you know, on one hand, he's representing the United States on a huge platform, and it is a true honor and it's a respect to be able to represent our country. Should he have done or said more?
Well, Heather, the apology by Ryan Lochte is well short of the consequences that he should face as a result of lying to law enforcement. This is much bigger than Ryan Lochte. I'm a single father of a 10-year-old girl. She's watched the Olympics with me. She's aware of what happened. She's asking me, "Hey, Daddy, what happens when you lie? Don't you tell me there are consequences?" I mean, the bigger message here is what are we saying to the youth of the United States and internationally? We're saying it's okay as a public figure to go out and party all night, go vandalize property, and then lie knowingly about what happened to law enforcement, and then face zero consequences. What does that tell the youth, Heather?
But Brian,
that's the bigger issue here.
A lot of Americans might be able to relate to this. You're in a country that's dangerous, that certainly has a certain amount of corruption, that's known for its crime. Yeah. A stranger points a gun at your head. They start demanding money of some sort. We know that took place. Can you blame them for being concerned and saying that something might have happened, especially when they've been out drinking and they admit that?
Heather, it's one thing to be concerned about the vandalism, and then a security guard pulls out a gun and says, "Hey, we got to take care of this." And by the way, they committed a crime. So in my opinion, the security guard did have a right to pull out a weapon. But that's really not the biggest issue. It's what happened after the vandalism. Maybe Ryan gets a hall pass if he does the vandalism, but comes clean. But to go out then, canvass international TV, and make up a story, almost like a sociopath, about what happened, to come off like a hero, that's where I draw the line in the sand. He should face legal consequences.
All right, so Jeff, another swimmer, Jimmy Fagan, has to pay $10,800 to some sort of a charity because a judge basically said so. I mean, is that a shakedown? How did that hold?
Well, I mean, I think, you know, he could theoretically get criminal charges for, you know, giving a false statement to the Brazilian police. I think we knew all along it was going to be a fine, and this is it. And I think at this point, he just wants to get out of the country, and $11,000 or $10,900, whatever it is, that will get him out of the country. So I don't really know if it's a shakedown per se. I think that's sort of standard in terms of, like, he would have been fined in some capacity.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much from the Wall Street Journal, sports editor there. Thank you so much. And Brian Claypool, a criminal defense attorney. Brian, thank you. Well, just outside of Motor City.